Every day, crazy and unbelievable moments happen all over our planet. Whether it's close calls or bizarre natural disasters, we are lucky that many of these moments have been captured on film, allowing us at home to enjoy them for ourselves. Every once in a while, a moment is captured that is so out of the ordinary you probably wouldn't believe it were real if you didn't see it for yourself. From a gas leak setting the ocean on fire to a jet-powered truck ripping up the road, here are 5 more moments you wouldn't believe if not filmed. Over the last few decades, there have been numerous instances of oil rig disasters at sea. The destruction from these catastrophes has been immense and has cost the companies associated tens of billions of dollars. More recently, there was another major incident that made headlines around the world. On July 2, 2021, something caused an undersea gas pipeline to rupture in the Gulf of Mexico. Not long after, the gas caught fire, leading to an unreal video of the ocean burning. It may look like CGI, but believe me, this really happened. Within 5 hours of the incident starting, it was all over. At around 10:45 a.m., the fire was extinguished using boats to pump water over the blaze as well as some nitrogen. The video quickly spread across many different publications and social media accounts because of how surreal it looks. Not long after, it was reported that the fire was actually started by a lightning strike that hit the gas leak. What are the chances of that? For those who have a need for speed, not much comes close to that of Shockwave, a Peterbilt semi-truck upgraded with not 1, not 2, but 3 massive jet engines. This truck currently holds the speed record for jet-powered full-size trucks after traveling 376 miles per hour or 605 kilometers per hour. The truck spends its days at drag strips and air shows where it frequently races against airplanes and often wins. In this video, shot in 2015, we get a first-hand look at the Shockwave truck at a show in Ohio. Before completing its run down the drag strip, the truck puts on a little show, shooting bursts of flames out of its engines. During this show, it actually tore up a huge chunk of asphalt that was directly behind it. The power behind this vehicle is something you truly just have to see and hear for yourself. This truck has a total output of roughly 36,000 horsepower and consumes fuel at a rate equivalent to 400 gallons per mile. When you think of Zeppelins or blimps, you probably think of the Hindenburg disaster. Nowadays, they're definitely not a common or even practical mode of transportation, but they do still exist, mostly as a novelty. In February of 2019, 3 free riders, Stefan Eger, Andreas Gumpenberger, and Fabian Lensch, set out on a journey that, if not filmed, you probably would not believe. Their plan? Ride a Zeppelin to the top of a mountain, rappel down a rope, and ski to the bottom. You know what? Why don't you just see for yourself?
Fette Scheiß.
The journey started in Germany, where the men first boarded the Zeppelin. When they arrived, they tossed out a rope and spent some time floating in the air, taking in the scenery before touching down. Truth be told, a lot could have gone wrong in this journey. The men later said they were relieved everything worked out so well, and that the pilots were pushed to their limits at various points in the flight. Thankfully, after 2 years of extensive planning, everything went off without a hitch. All over our planet are remote locations that constantly need upkeep. Now, I'm talking about places like pipelines or power lines. This infrastructure is often developed in areas where little to no people live, or at least cuts through those areas. Take a long stretch of power lines as an example. Once it's built, nobody ever really needs to go there. But in order to prevent nature from reclaiming the land, it must still be maintained. Given that this could mean trimming hundreds of miles of land, a new method needed to be developed. What they came up with is nothing short of incredible. This is what it looks like to cut trees with a saw attached to a helicopter.
Aerial saw. Look at that, Jack. Here he comes. He's coming down.
This type of device is known as an aerial saw. It was first developed in the mid-1980s for this exact purpose. You see, before this, all the trimming was done by climbing crews on site. This method took an extremely long time and required much more manpower to get done. So, the aerial saw was developed to fix that problem and has been in use ever since. Northern India is a place full of diverse landscapes. You have areas like the dry Thar Desert, as well as the towering Indian Himalayan mountains. Life here is a bit different than in the cities. Travel takes more time, and the weather can be more severe and extreme. On a cold day in the Kinnaur district in the state of Himachal Pradesh, motorists were traveling through the mountainside as usual. This type of scenic route is common in these areas as mountains truly dominate the landscape. On this day, things took an unexpected turn when a massive avalanche came crashing down around them, completely blocking the road. To make matters worse, the avalanche didn't let up and continued to grow, forcing people to retreat from the wall of snow.
साइड हो जा दोस्त साथ करो बाकी गाड़ी करो पीछे ओ भाई फौजी भाई जल्दी कर रहा पापा इधर स्टार्ट कर बस पापा पीछे यार गो बैक go back Pawan, go back! Go back! Go back! Go back! Go back! Go back! Avalanche! Go back! Go back, Pawan! Go back! Go back! Go back! Side! Go back! चल तू टेम्पू गया Go back! टेम्पू गया पीछे कर पाओ ना Go back यार जॉबिन सीधा पीछे ले जॉबिन पीछे ले Go back
The video took place on Wednesday, January 8th, 2020. What's most interesting is the form the avalanche took. It looked more like an iceberg than loose snow. At one point, towards the end of the video, you see one of the vehicles sitting in place. Perhaps its owner had abandoned it. Within only seconds, it too gets engulfed by the avalanche. In the end, the road was closed for many hours to allow the mess to be dealt with, and thankfully, nobody was injured. The C17 Globemaster is a huge transportation aircraft first developed for the United States Air Force. The aircraft is most commonly used to transport troops all over the world. You've probably seen videos of dozens of troops jumping out of one of these airplanes at some point online. Aside from carrying troops, this plane can also carry heavy cargo such as cars, trucks, and even tanks. One of the most unique features about the C-17 is its airdrop ability. It was designed with the intent of being able to fly close to combat zones and drop its heavy cargo or people without ever having to touch down. In this video, we get to see one of those drops in action. I tried to find something you may not have seen before, and I just may have done it. Shot in 2018 and released by the Department of Defense, This is what it looks like to drop a boat out of a C17 Globemaster. The boats slide down the tracks and out the back, of course accompanied by many parachutes. Shortly after, some of the people on board also begin to jump out. This was all part of a training exercise, allowing troops to practice dropping heavy cargo out of a moving airplane and then going out after it. More often than not, wild or unbelievable moments happen in the blink of an eye and with very little warning, leaving spectators like us unable to capture it on film. Every once in a while, though, cameras are rolling and capture some truly incredible moments that you really have to see to believe. If you have any videos in mind that you think would go great in a series like this, please drop the links down below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it, then click the link on screen now. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.